guys, and welcome back to my channel. So you're probably wondering a few things. First off, why are we outside? I was just filming the clip for this skirt that I'm going to show you how to make in a minute, and it just looks nicer outside than it does inside, so we are filming outside. Second off, no makeup because I just couldn't be asked. Concussion is still going strong. And yeah, so this skirt I've been promising for literally 2 months. Someone low-key called me out on it in a kind of mean way, but I mean, like, I needed to be told that I had to do it. So let's make this Killstar skirt. It retails for I think it's £50 normally, and let's get into it, shall we? Okay guys, so here's what you're gonna need for this DIY. First, a bucket load of fabrics. This may look like a lot, but I thrifted most of these things. That's why there's a lot of fabric here. You're going to need get some netting. This is on the bottom of an old Halloween costume that I thrifted for 99p. This is very I actually find black netting, like nowhere sold it. It was actually ridiculous. So you're going to need some black netting. You'll also need some t-shirt material. I have an old t-shirt here, as well as a cut off from my super duper crops top DIY. Depending on what I use, you're going to need some just t-shirt material. Optionally, you might also want some more textured materials. So I have this one, I have this thin crepe material of an old dress from the last time I tried to do this DIY. And remember I kind of did this for my last recreation with the disposable. The fabric was a little bit too thin, so I have since remade the entire skirt into a dress in a heavier material, but we can also use this for our lining skirt. You also need some elastic, which is pretty standard. You can add zippers, but I am too lazy for zippers. Also need some decoration. On the original skirt, it has 2 O-rings, some grommet tape with some lacing. So this grommet tape is from my lace-up circle skirt DIY. This is off an old bag, and this is off an old coat, I think. But you're also going to want some standard sewing supplies, so scissors, tape measures, tailor's chalk or regular chalk both work, some pins, a needle and thread, or sewing machine. Sewing machine will be very helpful for this DIY, and I have my self-healing mat over there. And I think that's all you'll need. If I need more, I'll let you know. But let's get into it, shall we? I've done a little bit of searching, and this is a pretty good image of this skirt. So you can see it's several layers of tulle with like some grommet tape going down the front on probably an elastic band. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off making a base skirt to hide our modesty, and for that I'm going to be using this skirt here. This is just from an old dress. So I'm going to take my measuring tape and measure down from my waist to a point where I think this skirt will be long enough, and I'm going to cut that out onto the material, but first I'm going to even up the edges. So now I'm going to measure 24 inches from the bottom to the top, mark it in my chalk all the way along. I'm going to measure about 30 inches on this piece of material, mark it in my chalk all the way along. So, I made a mistake, and I really should have just cut the whole piece of material, because upon wrapping it around me, it didn't fit. So I've used the last piece of material, and I'm going to seam it down. You want me to see it, so it should be fine. I'm going to seam it to the rest of the material, and then it should be long enough. I've just quickly given this a hem because my parents came home and I couldn't do much filming other than like non-talking, because I'll put that in fast forward, so I gave it a quick hem, just turning it over a little bit. And I'm debating in my head whether or not to make it into a loop or whether to leave it as a square piece of as a rectangular piece of material. I don't know yet, but we'll get on to the other part of the DIY before I decide that for certain, and I'm going to give this area a little bit of a clean up because it's a tiny bit of a mess, and then we'll actually start doing the rest of this properly. So I'm going to separate the tulle mesh thing from the dress so we can actually begin on the skirt. I am hoping there is enough here. We might have to substitute in some other materials though. This was really hard to find, this mesh tulle stuff. I found it in pink, I found it in orange, a few crafty places, but I could not find any in black. So I thought, you know what? I know that prom dresses have a crap ton of this shit. So why don't I go find a prom dress? Alas, no prom dresses was to be found when I was looking for this. Now it is prom dress season, 2 months later. There's loads out there, but I already have this. This only cost me 99p, so I'm really not too fussed. If push does come to shove, I know that in the loft I have a prom dress I bought for a Halloween costume many a year ago that I can always get out if I really need to, but this is intensely gathered, so I think there might well be enough here. So fingers crossed. And we'll save this dress for another DIY. So it looks like there was quadruple the amount of netting on that I thought there was. So hopefully this should go to plan, but to start off I'm just going to cut down this line here to make it into a rectangle. Okay, so that's a lot of tulle. I'm going to grab my skirt, and after I have hemmed this, how long is it? It's just under 22 inches now that it has been hemmed, and I'm going to just hold it up to me and see if that is going to be long enough. So I think that should be long enough. Let's see how long the tulle is. So it's only 18 inches long, so this will become a waistband, thus making it a lot shorter than it is now. I'm not sure what I actually want to do with all this tulle. I'm not sure how I'm going to arrange it, so I'm going to have a look at the photo just to make sure I'm doing this right. So what I am going to do, I am going to seam up this side of this skirt, and I'm going to add a waistband to it as well. This is so I can get the right length on it, and then, well, we'll just continue with the rest of the DIY. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to first off lay the whatever this is called on top of my base skirt to see how long the difference is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the bottom of my base skirt is well shorter than the most lowest point of the tulle, so about a couple of inches down the bottom, and then I'm going to mark with my chalk. I'm going to pin that is the point I want to attach this to. So I'm going to quarter both this long piece of mesh and then the skirt using pins at each corner, and then I'm going to sew it on there, making sure to stretch this to meet these pins. A more better explanation of this can be found on YouTube, where they pin and sew skirts and stuff, so I'll link that, but I'll try my best to explain this now. I've just realised that I've done this inside out, so I need to make this the right way around. I should be able to see the pins on the right side, but make sure you do it on the right side of the skirt, because you actually want this mesh to show. So, mistakes all fixed, I'm going to now add this onto the skirt. Sewn the bottom layer of tulle onto my skirt. That's just the bottom layer. So I'm going to cut the rest of this tulle not directly in half, more like into thirds. So I'll have 2/3 and then 1/3. And that is so we'll have that layered effect and also nice poofy. So the rest of this will be gathered down and attached to the skirt. Now the base skirt is done, we need to create the bit at the top that has the O-rings and stuff on it. So for that I'm going to use this piece of material. This used to be part of a t-shirt that I used for my super cropped t-shirt with disposable. So this still has its hem to it, and I'm going to utilise this so I don't have to hem anything. And I know that this will fit around my waist with the elastic, so I'm not going to bother doing anything specific. But what I am going to do is fold it in half and lay it out flat. Now I'm going to take my chalk and create a sort of a U shape, because the original skirt has like a U going on that goes down to point like so. What I'm going to do quickly is just how I can add my grommets, and then I'm also going to just sew these like this onto one of them, and then we'll get back. So for finishing touches, I'm going to zigzag this to the waistband, add the elastic, and then we can get to the try-on. So, would I make this again? Probably not. I don't think it's flattering on me. I don't like gathers around my midsection, so it doesn't look that flattering on me. But it did turn out decent. I think if you had more tulle and maybe didn't do it elasticated, maybe did it with a zipper, I think it would look so much more flattering on you, a more smooth line. And if you like having a lot of gathers around your waist or have that kind of look for it, go for it. I think it'll look so beautiful on you, but on me I don't like it that much. I'll be keeping this skirt for my cybergoth transformation in the future, so don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't forget I post 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. So stay dark, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!
I wear my bomb near to my heart when I'm running. Stone cold right